Hi, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I've been wanting to come on and record this video called The Crisis of Faith for quite some time, but I've been a bit paused and have been told to wait. And I wasn't quite sure why I was waiting, but then I actually had a crisis of faith. Yeah, pretty much a crisis of faith, where I was thrown out of my center and off of my path, and my harmony was completely thrown off balance just by external forces from the material world in our physical world that we're living, that we all have challenges that sort of confront us. But it did throw me off of my path for a bit. um, it doesn't really matter what it was, but it is just something to do with my old life, before I found this sacred calling to work with spirit and all of you, and hopefully help people and be of service. But I did have a whole other life before this, in a career that was quite good, but also filled with toxic people and not such good behavior. And I really saw um, what people can do with power and what people can do with money if they're not careful. However, so this came back and sort of bit me in the butt, and I knew it was a bit my fault, because there were a lot of things that I should have actually dealt with a few years ago when I left that career, but I just didn't want to focus on that negativity anymore. So I just kind of pushed it aside, which I know now I can't do. As you need to have, if you have problems, you just have to confront them and move through them, even though it might not be comfortable or pleasant. Just get through it and finish it. Don't leave things unfinished, because they will always come back. But with all of these emails and telephone calls from lawyers and old partners and accountants and things like that, I really was thrown out of my center, out of my harmony. And I really try, the more I work with spirit, just to remain in my center and remain as harmonious as possible with the energy of the spirit world and God and the universe, to really be this pure and clear channel for the spirit world to work through. But like I said, life happens sometimes, you get thrown out. But what I really did was I just sat in the presence of spirit. I unfortunately don't have the luxury of just taking a few days off to sort of lick my wounds and have a pity party. Though sometimes a pity party can be nice. At the moment, that's not possible for me because I'm working quite a bit. So the beauty of that is, whatever I do at the spirit world, whenever I work with the lovely people I work with in individual sessions or groups, or bigger meditation sessions, I'm always sitting in the presence of spirit. So just by sitting in the presence of spirit, you're working through your healing. And when you sit in the presence of spirit, there's this transference of energy that starts to happen, and you really soak in this spirit energy and love, and it does heal you, and it does start to move you back to your center. So I did take a few mornings when I knew I had to work, but I felt just off kilter, sort of like unmoored, and I just sat in the presence of spirit, and I just opened myself to receive the guidance and love from the spirit world, my guides, maybe some spirit inspirers, my loved ones, God, whatever, just to help me. And I just kept hearing, be gentle to yourself, we're always with you, nothing is permanent. And that's true, nothing is permanent. They kept saying nothing is permanent here in the material world, in the matter world. All of these things, all of these problems that we're having, issues, um, that we're going through, it's not part of the eternal life. This is here, this life that we're living now, this will end. All of these things around us, our computers, our iPhones, our cars, our TVs, money in the bank, money in stocks, all of this stuff, this all we don't take with us. And what's really important is to remember is our spirit body, that's indestructible. That's eternal. You cannot destroy the human spirit. Nothing that life, physical life, throws at you can harm your spirit. Okay? Our spirit is obviously filtered through our matter body, and it needs the matter body, because that's the vehicle it has to work in the physical world. The spirit world need us here, the living people at this point, living physically, because they don't have a voice or power here in the physical realm without us. But So all of these things that are thrown at us, it might feel like, oh my God, this is horrible, what a crisis. And it might be, it might really affect a lot of what you're doing. And it might be, a passing of a loved one or a pet. Of course, these things are painful, but we get through them and we move through it. And I do feel that at the end of the day, the only way to make it to the other side of these challenges, of these heartbreaks, of grief or stress, is to move through them. The only way to get to the other side is to move through them. But I always know that my spirit is intact. So just hearing all of these things from the spirit world started to move me back to my center, that I can handle these challenges that are being thrown at me. And the point of these challenges and to heal through them and to grow through them is to hopefully, hey, do a video like this, to hopefully help people. Because I know if I'm going through these things, other people are going through these things. And nothing here in the physical realm affects your spirit. Okay? The point of coming to this physical realm is to progress spiritually and to love. Okay, I do believe it's all about love, loving yourself, loving other people, your partners, your children, your pets, humanity, to become this vessel of love. And that's really the point. And if we just stay like in the trenches too much, which is the matter world, and just fixate on all of these problems. And like I said, we all want to have a good life. I agree. We all want to be able to have a nice home, to not worry about how we're paying for food. I get it. These are things that are, obviously affecting a lot of people. But if you can just adopt the attitude and sort of bring it into your own spirit, to your own heart, that these things are temporary and I will get through it. I'm stronger than this and I will succeed. And when you get through it, and I will survive. When you get through it, you're stronger. And then you can go and you can help other people. And because like I said before, if you're going through it, other people are going through it as well. And that's the point, is to be of service, to tell your story, to tell how you survived. How did you get through this? Did you ever completely heal through it? Probably not, but you're on the healing path, and that's important. Okay. So I kept thinking about, what is this faith? What is this trust that we have to adopt and sort of rediscover within ourselves? This faith, I believe faith and trust and confidence, these are things that we have to find and that we have to nurture within ourselves. I don't feel like God or the spirit world can give us trust, faith, or confidence. I think this is something we have to find, and to also sort of remain as even as possible in our minds and just remain in harmony as much as we possibly can. Though I don't believe there are any coincidences in the spirit world, I found this rather cool. I am reading at the moment the autobiography of Andrew Jackson Davis. It's called The Magic Staff. And Andrew Jackson Davis is an American medium from the mid 1800s, and he's sort of given the title of the father of modern spiritualism. He was an amazing clairvoyant. He was a healer. He was a trance medium. He actually was also a prophet, and he really saw the coming of a lot of inventions that didn't happen until decades later. I believe it's the automobile, the typewriter, the rough equation of what the speed of light is. All of these things that were way beyond his intellectual capacity. He wasn't educated that much, and his writings definitely are way more advanced than his academic training. And that, I do believe, is the point of mediumship. It's really to allow beings of a higher intelligence that are superior to us to work through us. And that's true mediumship, and to tell us things that we wouldn't know. Okay. So anyway, so I'm reading this book, The Magic Staff, and he starts the book with a psalm, which I love. Psalm 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Okay. It's a very well-known verse of the Bible, Psalm. But I kept thinking about, what is this rod and what is this staff? And I do believe it is faith and the power of God and the power of the Spirit. And if we just walk with this staff, which is a walking stick, basically, walk with the staff of faith and love and light through life, there's no reason for me to fear anything in life. The shadow of death, meaning physical death, and this faith and this trust will help me. He also says something I just want to read. When he was in a trance state, he went up to the mountains, I believe in upstate New York, and he wrote this, I believe, after he came out of the trance state. I beheld a strange, transparent sheet of whiteness on which was painted glowing words that seemed to burn and beam and brighten amid the silent air. Calmly, I read the radiant words, and they were, behold, here is thy magic staff. Under all circumstances, keep an even mind. Take it, try it, walk with it, talk with it, lean on it, believe on it forever. Okay? So I love that. I love the words that were sort of given to him clairvoyantly, to take this staff and walk with it with an even mind, right? To not let, and Andrew Jackson Davis also believed this, that not to let external forces, either positive or negative, throw him out of his harmony, criticism or praise. Okay? Not to let any of these external forces throw you out of your harmony, to keep an even mind. So, though we're all walking, which is sometimes I find to be just a horrible camping trip here in the physical realm, it's so important that whatever we're confronted with, and they might be heartbreaking, and that's true. I do believe a lot of times us light workers, we're confronted with tragedy and a lot of physical death around us. But I believe this happens because it's in our spiritual path, that we need this to sort of break us open. Not to break us, but to break us open. Okay? So just to always try to remember, what can I learn from this? What can I do to heal through this? And then tell my story to help other people. So we all will have things that will throw us out of our center. And when you're thrown out of your center, the spirit world has a lot more difficulty communicating with us and through us. Because what happens when you're thrown off of your center is here comes the fear, here comes the anxiety, here comes the stress, here come the nerves, the not believing in yourself, the undealt with healing issues we need to go through. And this creates blocks, it creates filters, and it's hard for the spirit world to get through. Okay, so what helps me as well, sometimes, if my heart is broken, I have things going on that just really disturb me, and I'm really sad, I'm really depressed. We all have stuff like that. What I do is I just reach out to the spirit world and I just say, help me, friends. Just siphon your power and your love to me and fill my heart with love. And I know love can conquer anything. There's nothing that God or the spirit world does without love. Okay? So sometimes just asking them to channel love to me and maybe some healing energy from my mind, body, or spirit, that will help me come back to my center and bring me back into my harmony. Okay? I'm not belittling anyone's challenges or situations that they're going through. I understand. I've been through them myself, and I'm sure I'll have other times. But the point is how to get back on your path. Don't let these things derail you. They're put in your path to make you stronger. The spirit world needs strong and even-minded ambassadors to work through here in the physical realm. Okay, so I hope this helps. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to wait, or I was told to wait until I could sort of bring my own experience into this, which is I try to do this a lot with my teachings. So yeah, don't let the physical world, the physical life, get you down. and don't let it derail you, because the spirit world needs you. We need you. Get back on this path, and remember that the more your progression goes and the further you go with your development, all of these things will keep coming in front of you to test you. Okay, the people don't tell you this when you start your development, do they? They don't. But by the time we realize this, I think it's too late. They have us hooked, and we're sort of too far on our path to really stop. But when you have something coming in front of you that you stresses you out, throws you out of your balance, just ask, what can I learn from this? How can I start to heal through this? How can I help other people with my story? And it's really okay if you need to take a day or two or three just to think about it, but reach out to the spirit world and ask them, how can I heal through this? Help me. Help me heal through this. Give me wisdom. Give me words of counsel to help me. And it might just be one word: patience, strength. I tend to spirit world when they speak with me anyway. It's rather simple, and there's no guessing in what they're saying to me. It's really clear. So when I was going through this about a week or two ago, it was really about deal with it. Just get through it. Don't put it off anymore. Get through it and get back to your center. You have too much to do. So, okay. Thank you very much. I hope this helps some people, and love to you all, and talk to you soon. Bye.